faithful Niner Empire. What's good? What's good? What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. Welcome back to week 5 of the What's Good show with yours truly, Jay in the Bay. Huge shout out to the 49ers Cutback. I don't know how you feel, Faithful, but that was a huge victory on Monday Night Football prime time in front of the world against a division rival in the LA Rams. I think it's safe to say it's a hated division rival. That's for sure. But I feel great about the win. Definitely did not want to get 1-3. It's definitely better to be 2-2, and every team in the NFC West division is 2-2. Now we have 2 road games. The first is Carolina. The next game is Atlanta. But this Carolina Panthers football team is a talented football team, but they have yet to, find their mojo. They've yet to find their rhythm. They could have a head coach who's definitely, I'm not going to say could, Matt Rule is definitely on the hot seat. It could be his last year with the Carolina Panthers. And they're led by Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield doesn't scare me. I think he is a talented player, but he makes a lot of mistakes. And I think that will continue against this 49ers defense that had, 7 sacks last week against Matt Stafford and the LA Rams. I think we'll continue to get pressure on Baker Mayfield. But a few stats about the Carolina Panthers offense specifically. Now, they are last in total yards between all 32 NFL teams at 262 yards per game. That's it. They are third worst in yards passing per game. So Baker Mayfield, he's not really slinging it. He's not slinging it really well. I think this will definitely benefit the 49ers defense. Also, in running the ball, they got Christian McCaffrey, who is a very talented back. He can run the ball. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. But right now, they're only averaging about 96 yards rushing per game. That's the 9th worst in the NFL. Also, Baker Mayfield, for those who believe in QBR, he has a 3rd worst QBR. He's only in front of Mitch Trubisky, who just got benched for the Steelers, and also Justin Fields for the Chicago Bears. So Baker Mayfield, he's not really lighting it up this year so far. And Nick Bosa, he always loves to play Baker Mayfield. So I think there's some extra motivation right there. But I think this is a game that the 49ers, if we take care of business, we come with the right attitude, and we treat them not by what their record, but just as another professional football team, we should be able to take care of business. No problems in this game against the Panthers. But let's get into Jay's 5 big things.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
5 big things.
All right. Number 1, pressure. I think that's what we have to do with Baker Mayfield. So far, this offense has 6 giveaways. I think with the continued pressure from a motivated, and he's always motivated, but even more motivated, Nick Bosa, he doesn't like Baker Mayfield too much. Samson has looked really good so far this season. Charles Omenihu, he looks pretty good. I noticed last week that D'Amico Ryans blitzed a lot. That may continue in this game, but we got a lot of pressure on Matt Stafford last week, and he looked flustered, and I think the same will continue with Baker Mayfield this week. I don't think the Panthers will be able to run the ball effectively with McCaffrey, so I think it's going to be all up to Baker Mayfield, and I don't think that's a good sign. I think once our defensive linemen get their ears pinned back, go after Baker Mayfield, I think it's going to be a long day for Baker and the Carolina Panthers. Let's get to number 2. Definitely got to keep Jimmy upright. The Panthers do have Burns, who's a pretty good edge rusher. Unfortunately, we're down to our 3rd string left tackle. Trent Williams is out. Colton McKivitz is out. So we're leaning on Jalen Moore to protect Jimmy's blind side. He looked solid last week and the amount of snaps he had. But long term, I definitely don't want to see Jalen Moore there. But he might have to be our long-term option unless Kyle Shanahan wants to use Daniel Brunskill there, which is an option. But we know if Jimmy has a clean pocket to throw from, he's comfortable in the pocket, we know Jimmy can do pretty good things. If we play similar to how he did last week, I think it would be just fine. Just don't turn over the ball, Jimmy. I think we'll be good. And hey, I think he's perfected the horizontal passing game that Shanahan trusts him to do. And one way for him to perfect that horizontal passing game is he has to be upright. He has to feel comfortable in the pocket. And that's going to be a huge key this week going up against this Panthers front. Granted, they've only accumulated 4 sacks, but, hey, we have, backup guys at starting positions on the offensive line. So you never know what could happen. Number 3. All right, Jordan Mason sighting. Like I said before, I think this is a game where the 49ers should be able to take care of business handily. I think we're the more talented team, the better coach team, and I think we want to win 2 games in a row, and we can definitely do that against the Carolina Panthers. Now, if we have a 2, maybe 3 touchdown lead in this game, and it's the fourth quarter, Shanahan, if you're listening, if you're watching this broadcast right now, hey, put Jordan Mason in, man. I don't see why not. I know Tevin Coleman got some snaps in the game last week, but we know what Tevin Coleman can do. We know Jeff Wilson Jr. He is the starting running back. No need to have him play if the game is out of hand. Let's see Jordan Mason. Let's see some young guys and let's get him acclimated with the offense. Let's get him acclimated with playing NFL football. I know Mason has played in the special teams, and that's great, but let's get him some offensive snaps, get him more comfortable on the field just in case we need to use him. I know there are a few other running backs ahead of him on the depth chart, but I would love to see Jordan Mason. He played pretty well in training camp, practice, preseason. So I just want to see him in some NFL snaps, man. That's what I want to see. So if the Niners take care of business, hey, faithful, keep a lookout. We may see Jordan Mason. Number 4. All right. I think the way we make Baker beat the 49ers is we eliminate the run game. That's what we've done pretty much all season, and especially last week against the Rams. They couldn't really get the running game going, so they had to rely all on Matthew Stafford, and we saw what happened with that. I think if we make Baker beat the 49ers, we're going to get pressure on Baker, eliminate the run game, and I think we can get a turnover, especially an interception, like we did last week against the LA Rams. So I think we can get another defensive interception, possibly even a touchdown if we run it back. But I think if we eliminate the run game, make the Panthers throw to beat us, I think that makes sense for this 49ers team. You talk about our pass rush, our improved secondary, which I think is probably the best secondary under Kyle Shanahan. I know it's only 4 games so far, but I'm definitely excited about what this group can do. And we're not even fully healthy yet, faithful. Jason Verrett's back at practice this week. Jimmy Ward is as well. So this defense will only get better. Let's go to number 5. All right. Like I said before, we are more talented than the Carolina Panthers. The 49ers come with the right mindset, which I think they will. I think we should be able to go up early in this game. We just have to take advantage of the opportunities. You've seen it as well, faithful. The 49ers defense plays lights out in the first half. The 49ers have had trouble scoring in the first half. We just need to put points on the board. We need to take advantage of those early opportunities. So that way we can be up 2-3 touchdowns at the start of the third quarter. So my number 5 big thing, put the Panthers away early because we're clearly the more talented team. And hey, let's get a victory and go on to the next team. And now it's time for Hey Jay. Appreciate everyone who's tuning into the live stream right now, and also people who have submitted questions for me. We have a question from Cassie. What's good? Cassie says, which Panthers offensive player is the most dangerous for the 49ers? I would say Christian McCaffrey because he's a dual threat. at that running back spot. He can catch the ball out the backfield. He can line up in the slot as a wide receiver. He can, he's got wheels. He's very fast. He can also run the ball. So I would say Christian McCaffrey, but the Panthers, they do have some weapons at wide receiver, but for whatever reason, Baker and the wide receivers, they just haven't gelled yet. They haven't been able to put together, really any great performances of note so far. And but I think Christian McCaffrey, C-Mac, he's the one to watch out for. All right, we have Teresa. What's good? Appreciate you. Appreciate this question, Teresa. Teresa says, can the 49ers shut out them good old Carolina Panthers? I think so. I'm not afraid of this offense whatsoever, especially the gentleman at quarterback, Baker Mayfield, not scared of him at all. The Panthers do have some weapons offensively, but can Baker get them the ball consistently? That's been his issue so far. Yes, I'm going to say the 49ers can shut out the Panthers. All right, last question from Christina. What's good? Christina says, do the 49ers need to target George Kittle more? Absolutely. I would love to see George Kittle use like Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews. George Kittle, he has the talent to be one of the best tight ends in the NFL, if not the best tight end in the NFL. But Shanahan, they don't use him as a receiving tight end. They use Kittle more as a blocker. I know why. It's because, hey, we have deficiencies at the left tackle spot. We've got a third string player playing there, so we need to protect Jimmy's backside. But, hey, why not put Charlie Warner there? Why not put Juice there? I don't care. Allow George Kittle to go out and run routes, be a mismatch for the defense. There's no one in the NFL that can guard him. I would love to see George Kittle use more. He should get at least 6 to 8 targets a game at least. But we'll see if that happens. I would be surprised, but we know George Kittle is an excellent blocker. But the answer to your question is absolutely, we need to target George Kittle more.
Fadeaway Jay.
All right, faithful, it's time for Fadeaway Jay. I'm looking forward to this game. It is on the East Coast. I'm sure the 49ers fly out probably tomorrow. They'll settle in Carolina, and this is a game where the Panthers are 1-3. They are at home, but I feel like we are the better team in this game. 49ers should have no issues. Hey, as long as we don't beat ourselves with dumb penalties, we don't turn over the ball, I think we'll be just fine. We play a button-up game. We should be able to take care of them, no problem. This is a 1 o'clock start, and usually when they're on the East Coast, it's a 10 a.m. start Pacific Standard Time, but I think this is good for their body clock. They're used to playing at 1 o'clock in the afternoon game, so I think that bodes well. That's another advantage for the 49ers, playing at a familiar time. And I think the 49ers will definitely win this game. I'm going to predict a shutout. I'm going to predict the 49ers win this game 31-0. I think they put it on the Panthers early and often, and I think they coast to a victory in the fourth quarter. So you heard it here first. Jay in the Bay says the 49ers will win 31-0 against the good old Carolina Panthers. Appreciate everyone rocking with me for week 5 of What's Good with yours truly, Jay in the Bay. I'll see you guys in week 6. Go Niners.